Hello, everybody. This is Bookshelf to Big Screen, not to be confused with BS to BS. We're going to be talking about the phenomena of books going to the big screen. I'll be your host. I'm Luke Swanson, a senior from UConn.
I'm Ruth Sturvin, a senior from Veritas Classical Academy.
I'm Sydney Henderson, a sophomore at Harding Charter Prep.
I'm Senna Messiah, a freshman at Mercy School.
The biggest trend that I've seen with these books coming to movies is that they tend to be very well received by critics. If you just look at last year's Academy Awards, Les Miserables came home with 3 awards of the night. Life of Pi was the dark horse, got 4 awards, including Best Director, so that's a big one, as opposed to Argo, which got 3 awards. But that was kind of the king of the hill with Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Silver Linings Playbook was actually the first movie in over 30 years to have nominees in all 4 acting categories, so that was pretty big. Lincoln was based in part on Team of Rivals by Doris Kearns Goodwin, and lots of classics were there as well, with Les Mis, also Anna Karenina, and The Hobbit. While The Hobbit didn't bring home Oscar gold, it brought home a whole lot of green from the box office, because that was just a mammoth bringing home money left and right.
And I have to say, the fans were pretty ecstatic about that one.
Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
like their game day, honestly.
Their whole fan base was pretty excited. I know I was.
Speaking of classics, coming up 2013, 2014, a lot more are going to be hitting the big screen, especially famous ones by Charles Dickens, Great Expectations. F. Scott Fitzgerald will have his Great Gatsby hitting the big screen for the second time, I believe. And Ender's Game as well.
I think that the Great Gatsby, I'm personally excited about. Leo DiCaprio seems to be Jay Gatsby, you know what I mean? Joel Edgerton and Tobey Maguire will do well as well. A lot of the concern comes from the director who directed Moulin Rouge and the kind of updated Romeo and Juliet. The kind of consensus is that he's more style than substance. But while Scott Fitzgerald's commentary on the 20s and the jazz age is that it's very style over substance.
Yeah, which is interesting if it'll be spot on or just kind of ironic.
I think it'll work pretty well.
Yeah.
Wonder how deep fans of these classics is going to take these movies on the big screen. Be sure.
Yeah, people are either going to be really critical or they're just going to enjoy the entertainment.
I mean, we saw that with the Hunger Games as well. People were obsessed with it. People didn't like it at all. So, I mean, it's just...
That was a very divided fan base. Some people
quite divided.
Adored it. Some people despised it. Some adored it for the changes, despised it for the changes. Some think it went well. I think the director, Gary Ross.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Lawrence got a huge boost.
Oh, yeah,
that.
she is huge now.
Especially with Silver Linings
Silver
Playbook,
Linings
she won
Playbook.
Best Actress.
It'll be interesting to see how the next few movies of the trilogy go, if they'll continue in the same vein or if it'll just kind of drop a little bit.
That seems to be the trend with a lot of. Speaking of young adult novels, Divergent by Veronica Roth is supposed to hit the big screen next year. Actress Shailene Woodley will take the big lead. For those of us who've ever watched the ABC channel Secret Life of American Teenager, she is also the main actress on that show.
It'll be interesting to see what fans of Hunger Games think of the similar type of trilogy with a dystopian world and, clash of...
Yeah. I wonder how they're going to take that book and turn it into a movie, because with Hunger Games there was action. Divergent is more of a...
like politics.
Yes.
And,
Well,
we'll have to see.
And for young adults as well, The Perks of a Wallflower really, that was great for teenagers. The book and the movie. People like teenagers could connect to that very well. So I think that was good.
And although the book came out quite a while ago, it just seemed to hit the big screen quite recently. So.
Well, we'll have to check in on Gatsby later. Check in on Divergent, Ender's Game. A lot of good stuff coming to the screen from the page. So we'll talk to you guys later. All right. Thanks for listening.